I thought moving to a new country would change how I felt, but it didn't. It's strange how a smell can take you back to a version you don't fully recognize anymore. For me, it's gloomy weather, that one perfume and my black jacket, and suddenly I'm back in Prague. I think we all have something like that. A smell, a place, a moment that brings back not just memories, but a feeling that we didn't fully understand at the time. I went to Prague to feel something, anything. I'd reached a point where I just felt numb. Not sad, not happy, no excitement, no emotion whatsoever. And when you feel like that, you start to think maybe a change will fix it. A new place, new people, new version of yourself. My visa took forever. I missed my orientation for new students, which was the easiest chance to make friends. I landed there alone, got a SIM card at the airport, and took a cab straight to my accommodation. I'd booked a shared room with a roommate, thinking it would make things easier. But when I got there, she was out of town, and knowing that she had a key and she could walk in any time, that feeling never left me, especially at night. Every small sound would wake me up. Even when I was showering, I wasn't fully at ease. So after 2 weeks, I couldn't do it anymore, and I got another room, a single room, which was lonely, but I think that was probably the first time since I got there that things felt certain. I started enjoying it. The first thing there I bought was a rice cooker. Couldn't live without rice. There was a shared kitchen, and I would keep my rice cooker in the corner, and I would cook rice and eat with the snacks that my mom had packed delicately. And I would eat that over and over again until it ran out. And I think that routine gave me something to hold on to when things felt unfamiliar. And rest of the time I survived on goulash, kebabs, and pizza. I had been assigned a buddy before I arrived. We had emailed a few times, and we finally decided to meet at 10 a.m. at a park. In my head, we were going for breakfast. But when we met, she took me to a store, bought a few cans of beer, sat down at a park and started drinking it at 10 in the morning. And I remember just sitting there holding my water, not really knowing what to say or how to act or if I even belonged there. I just didn't think it was wrong, but it just didn't feel familiar. In that moment, I realized how far away I was from everything I knew. Not just the place, but how people lived, how they connected. We were sitting next to each other, but I've never felt more out of place. And after an hour, I made an excuse and I left. I met someone I had connected with online. I thought that would be easy, but it wasn't. We had met once and that was it. And slowly I started noticing a pattern. Every time I thought I was about to make a connection, it just didn't happen. And maybe it was bad timing, maybe it was the place, or maybe I just didn't know how to connect anymore. So slowly I stopped trying, not because I didn't want connection, but because I didn't know how to find it anymore. And I think there's a point where you get tired of almost connecting, almost belonging, almost feeling understood. So instead I just started walking all by myself. At first it was just a way to pass time, to not sit in my room all day on my phone, but slowly it became something else. Learning the streets, recognizing the roads, knowing which route leads where. It gave me a strange sense of comfort and control. I would walk the same routes again and again, and each time it would feel less foreign. And every morning I would go to Charles Bridge. I would take photos for tourists, couples. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I just wanted to see something familiar. I would always feel a strange comfort when I saw Asian faces. Like I wasn't completely alone. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah. And sometimes I would sit in churches, not for anything religious, just for the silence. It felt comforting, like for a moment, everything inside me was quiet too. But at the same time, I still didn't feel what I came there to feel. Even when my friends came to visit or I started traveling across countries, staying in backpackers' hostels, nothing really changed. I didn't feel anything. So I thought maybe I needed something stronger, something extreme. I've always been scared of heights, so I decided to go skydiving.
Hello, I'm Jana. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm your camera flyer, so smile all the time.
I remember thinking right before the jump, this was it. Like something inside me would finally switch. It took me a while to jump. My body didn't want to move, but eventually I did it. And when I fell, I expected fear, adrenaline, something overwhelming. But it wasn't like that. It was quiet. And instead of feeling something intense, I just saw everything. The world looked so big from up there, and I realized I was just a small part of it. There was so much more out there, so much more than where I was, so much more than what I thought I was stuck in. And I think that's when it changed. I didn't need something extreme to feel alive. I was already feeling things. I just didn't recognize them. Getting lost, taking the wrong bus, eating alone at the restaurants. Those moments, they were feelings too. I just didn't know how to process them. I'd always been in places where I belonged, but here I was just not a person. I asked someone for directions once. They looked at me and walked away. Not lost in translation, just dismissed. And that stayed with me. It made me realize how small I was in this big world. And for the first time I understood the world doesn't revolve around me. And strangely, that didn't scare me. It made me curious. Curious enough to keep going, to travel more, to be uncomfortable, to step outside everything familiar. Because I knew if I didn't, I would always stay in my own little world.